G'day, g'day. It is Monday, the 3rd of August 2026, start of a new month. So we'll go straight to the monthly chart. And we see that July was an inside bar of that big bearish down move in June. We've retraced some of that. There's a gap there to the May low, all around this 4,000 mark. So we'll definitely be looking at July highs and lows to be potentially target, considering it's an inside bar. Last week, how did that end up? Going very sideways now. This sort of clearly defined sort of upsloping line and a downsloping line. And pattern readers will call this a few different names, but we will just trade what we see in the Asian session intraday. So last week was an inside. So July was an inside of June, and last week was an inside of the previous week. So definitely looking to target last week's high, last week's low for liquidity. See how this new month of August starts to move. Is 4,000 the floor? And we'll move up a little bit. Is 4,000 about to be crashed through and become a ceiling? Daily, lots of lines now, lots of lines. Somewhere I'll go in and find it. I'll mark the July high and look what we see. So Friday closed fairly bearish, did not sweep the previous day's high. We have swept Thursday's low and closed back inside. So that potentially we could come up to target. This would have been last week's high, but starting to get very choppy here, because we've got this narrative playing out now where de-escalation, escalation, de-escalation between US and Iran. It escalates, you'd think that gold is a safe haven, but because it escalates, that's inflationary, because it puts pressure on oil prices, and all goods and services do flow from those particular prices. That's just the way of the world. And if it's inflationary, then the US Fed wants to put up interest rates. So there's good chance that they will do that. So if they put up US interest rates, that puts pressure on the US dollar as it becomes more in demand. And because gold reacts to the US dollar, then that pushes down the gold price. Hence, we've got this sideways movement at the moment. It's just getting squeezed back and forth based on the changes in the narrative. Last Friday, lovely trades coming down. We'll switch on some lines now. Price broke out of the value area, got some nice trades into that low, and kept on moving down. So we got through the IP and went all the way to the lower value level. Let's look forward. Let's look for what we've got on today. So quite a bearish day there. We have gapped up significantly. So let's just mark what is the gap there from the close. Yeah, 300 ticks. We'll put in the today's open. That's a daily open. I don't really need this open anymore. We've got untouched value area high from, it was Thursday, so Friday didn't touch that. That's a potential target. We're above the IP. Of course, we're above the dynamic value line. Put in the anchored VWAP. We can see prices reacting to well above that. Profile zone is now, of course, way below here. Point of control, way down here. So, sell the upper value level because we're above the dynamic value and we're above the value area high. Do a buy. This has been touched, so I'll get rid of that. This needs to be put in. These often get targeted, so we like to what those are. Get rid of that. Get rid of these. Good. High. So interesting start to the first trading day of August. Got a massive gap to fill. See any sort of even if it starts coming down. If we can come back down to here, might be good for a buy. So price discovery, buy, but we'll be below the dynamic file line there. And we could just keep on moving up. So we're just inside Friday's range and just seeing where price will go for the first trading day of August.